Hey beauty babes, welcome to my channel. I am Maria, aka Agapelovegirl. Thank you so much for joining me today. Well, I am back with a new Get the Look tutorial, and this is actually a full face tutorial featuring several newish products that I've recently received, so you can all see them in action and hear my thoughts on them as well. I hope you enjoy, and if you do, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not already. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. I'm going to start off by moisturizing with this It Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream, which is a wonderful anti-aging cream. You don't need much because a little bit goes a long way. Next, I am prepping my eyes with the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Cream. I am a firm believer in eye creams, and this is one of my favorites. It helps to smooth, brighten, and depuff your eyes. Now it's time to tame my brows. I am using the It Cosmetics Brow Whip in the shade Cool Taupe and the It Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe Build-A-Brow Brush. If you are familiar with my videos, you know that I really don't ever do my brows on camera. But it was recently requested that I show how I do them, so here it is. It's pretty hard to stay in frame when doing them, so I apologize for it being a bit out of focus. I'm going to start off by brushing my brows into place using the spoolie. I always brush my brows up first, then back into place. And as most people do, I'm just going to start by essentially outlining my brows, starting from the bottom first, then the top, adjusting the shape as needed. From there, I will slowly add more product as I fill in my brows. I like to fill my brows in pretty evenly. I personally don't like the look of lighter or less product in the front of my brows and more in the back, so I just fill them in all the same. I will occasionally spoolie through them as I'm filling them in to get rid of any excess product buildup, and then continue to fill in any sparse areas I have missed. It's kind of a slow process for me. I will add product, spoolie, add product, and spoolie until they look just right. Now, I don't often use concealer to clean up my brows, but sometimes I get a little heavy-handed as I spoolie and things get messy. So concealer is a quick fix for a clean look. I use a tiny flat brush to apply a small amount of concealer. Too much concealer will give you halo brows, another look I'm not a fan of. Now, because I personally like the soft, rounded look of the front of my brows, I don't apply concealer too close there, so I don't end up with a harsh, squared look. Lastly, I blend it all out with my fingers, making it look more seamless. And that's about it. Nothing too amazing, but that's how I do my brows. Next, off camera, I use the Urban Decay eye pencil to line and tightline. And to prime my eyes, I'm using the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. For this look, I will be using several shadows from my collaboration collection with NBA Cosmetics. It's been way too long since I've done a look with my shadows, and I've missed using them. If you are not familiar with my collaboration collection, I will have it linked in the info box for you to check out. I'm going to start off with the shade Hearts of Fire as my transition with a fluffy blending brush. I'm just going to build up that color in the crease and then also take the same shade to the lower lash line. Next, I'll be going into the shade Romance. I cannot stay away from this color. I'm just going to use that to build up and add some dimension to the transition here. I'm also going to switch brushes to focus more color on the outer V, as well as bring some down to the lower lash line too. Then, with that first fluffy brush I used, I'm going to blend and diffuse those colors out. Next, taking a flat brush, I'm going to add a touch more primer to my lid to ensure the next color I use really pops. With that same flat brush, I'm going into the shade Kiss Me and applying it to my lid right over the primer I just added, gently patting and sweeping it on. Then for some extra added dimension, I'm going to pop the color Sweet Nothings into the outer corner as well as my lower lash line. And lastly, for highlight, I am of course using the shade Vintage Lace. Moving on to the face, I'm going to be using the brand new It Cosmetics Confident in a Compact Foundation. I had decided to use the shade Medium Tan, which I'm sure you will be able to tell is a touch too dark for me at the moment. I have since been using the shade Medium, which is a better match. Anyways, to apply, I'm using this small oval brush, just so you can get the product from the compact a bit quicker and easier. Then to blend it all out, I'm using the It Cosmetics brush number 704. I've been testing this foundation out for a bit now and have finally gathered my thoughts on it. However, I plan to do a separate review video for it, so I won't go into much detail right now. What I will say is that the coverage is light to medium but buildable. Application can be a bit tricky, but overall I do like this foundation. It's not going to give you full coverage perfection, but it does offer a natural and youthful look to the skin, which I actually prefer. For concealer, I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light. I fell for all the hype and had to buy it, and you know what? The hype is real. I actually really love this concealer. It kind of has this funny smell though, like dish soap or something. Anyways, I'm blending it all out with my Beauty Junkies contouring sponge. I love this one. And to set everything in place, I'm using this Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder in Translucent Light. Okay, beauties, I confess, I am in love with this powder. I know I had mentioned in a previous video that I like this powder, but that I wasn't sure it was any better than any drugstore powder I normally use. So one day I decided to put it to the test and did one side with this and one side with the Coty Airspun powder. And the Cover FX side definitely looked a lot smoother and more flawless. When worn separately, it was really hard for me to tell a real difference, but side-by-side comparison really opened my eyes. So this powder is now my go-to, and even though I was sent it as PR, I will definitely be purchasing more once I run out, which will be soon because I use it constantly. Now, because I received both the light and the deep setting powders, and because I love this powder so much, I decided to give contouring a try with the deep shade. The powder is very lightweight, so it doesn't kick up on the skin and looks more natural. However, I admit the color may be a bit too deep for me to use as contour, but I still kind of like it. I don't know, what do you guys think? Alright, so to lighten and clean it up a bit, I went back in with the light setting powder and kept it on before I added my blush. I like to do this because I tend to get heavy-handed with my blush, and this helps me blend and tone it down afterwards. This beautiful blush is from NBA Cosmetics, by the way. It's their Blushing Bouquet in the shade Maple Leaf. Now I can just dust that powder off and blend everything together. Moving on to highlight, I'm using one of my favorites, the Gerard Cosmetics Star Powder in the shade Marilyn. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty! And now it's time to drench myself in setting spray. I'm using the Urban Decay De-Slick Spray since I've been a bit more oily than usual lately. To finish my eyes, I'm applying some falsies. These are the NBA Cosmetics Half Lashes in the style Whimsy. I love these ones. They are super comfortable and natural looking, but still give a little added something, you know? And finally, we can't forget about lipstick, can we? I decided to grab one of Makeup Forever's newest liquid lipsticks in the shade 109. It's my favorite of the bunch, and it just so happens to perfectly match my eye look, don't you think? Alright loves, that is it for this look. Be sure to check the info box for all the details on everything I used, plus some discount codes for you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, much love and hugs to you. Bye, beauty babes!